Hey guys, Buffing Game Bed today, bringing our video, and today we're talking about updated movement mechanics, particularly sliding mechanics for Modern Warfare 2 here coming out later this year. So we've had some leaks and information around this back from RalphsValve, a little bit from Reality UK. There's a spreadsheet out there which is compiling all the leaks that we have so far, and today we're going to be talking about the sliding mechanics. Now we did see this mentioned by Swagg and other FaZe members recently here, where Swagg mentioned that the slide canceling is not what you would think it is in Modern Warfare 2. And then another member of FaZe, who I'm not remembering his name on the top of my head right now, did a Q&A session regarding his play sessions and basically saying that when you're sliding, you cannot fire your weapon. So your weapon is down and there's a delay with firing your weapon. So he was saying that it doesn't make sense to slide cancel, and he doesn't think, especially for the pro circuit, in regards to everyone's hands having injuries on the pro circuit, because when you're slide canceling all the time like that, it really wears and tears on your thumb as well as your controller too. But basically saying he doesn't see it as something that anybody would do, because sliding into a gunfight wouldn't be beneficial because your weapon is down and there's a delay before you can raise the weapon and fire. So it seems like the sliding mechanic will be there. And if we look at what Ralph says, basically he said that sliding is going to be tap crouch while sprinting, same as we've had. Sliding has since been revised, allowing players to now slide into a prone position as well as down angled inclines and slopes. But he's also mentioned in the past that there will be a delay with that slide into prone. You won't be able to be firing your weapon in that. There's some sort of animation there, as well as when you're sliding the slide cancel, there is a bit of a delay there and your weapon will be down. So there may or may not be some way to kind of circumvent this when the game comes out. We'll have to really wait and see, but this is good news because you won't be able to abuse the movement mechanics in the game. Slide cancel was never meant to be a thing. It was just kind of something that was exploited and never, for whatever reason, never fixed. Especially in Battle Royale modes like Warzone, it makes it very difficult to shoot opponents when you have people sprinting very quickly and slide canceling all over the map, and especially in the gunfights. It's just a very wonky, twitchy movement, and yes, it can be used skillfully, which, I mean, I'm very, very guilty of doing that myself, but in my opinion, it really takes the gunfight out of the mode. It's more so who can use their equipment and other things to give them an advantage, as well as abuse the movement mechanics. There's not really that gunfight, who's the better shooter, who has the better weapons, who's outplaying the other people. There's nothing smart behind it if you're just abusing mechanics in the game. So I'm glad that they are hopefully getting rid of this to some degree. Now, here we are in Insurgency Sandstorm. This is really the best example of a game that I play where I can show you how this is going to look. So right now, let's just take a look at what the sliding looks like in this game, right? Obviously, this is going to be much slower pace than Modern Warfare 2, but this will give you an idea as to how this should function, as well as we went over the staged reloads, which is going to be in Modern Warfare 2, which I gave an example again from Insurgency Sandstorm here. Those are going to function exactly how they do in this game. So I'll link that video down below, you guys. Check that out. The stage reloads are going to be in Modern Warfare 2, just like here in Sandstorm. So that's going to be a big difference from previous Call of Duties. But here we go with the sliding mechanic. How's this look right now in Sandstorm? Sprint and slide. You can see the distance and everything like that. It will probably still be different. It'll probably be, I'm assuming, the sliding difference. Let's just assume it's the same as Modern Warfare 2019, but I can't fire my weapon during that, okay? So if I'm sprinting, sliding, I can't shoot my weapon until that point where you saw it while I'm holding the trigger the whole time. So let's pretend there's somebody behind this wall, right? And if I'm going to try to approach this and slide around them and slide cancel or slide into a gunfight, let's just see how that would look here. So you can see there's going to be that delay there, right? This is exactly how it sounds like it's going to work in Modern Warfare 2, is I'm going to slide and I can't fire until, and first off, there's more of a stamina system here in Sandstorm. So hopefully it sounds like they're going to do something like that too. So you just can't abuse the mechanic over and over and over as sliding. But if I'm sliding or running, I can't shoot until the sliding stops. So once I come to a stop, is when I can finally shoot. So let's try it one more time. And you see, if I'm holding the trigger that whole time, not until the animation of sliding stops can I shoot. Now, I can't slide into prone, but I can go prone. And you can see there's that delay there because I'm going to use my left hand, my operator's left hand, to get into prone. So if I shoot, I'll hold the trigger and get into prone this whole time. And let's see what the shooting mechanic looks like. So there's a bit of a delay there, right? And that's rightfully so. I think that's appropriate, and hopefully we see something like that exactly in Modern Warfare 2, because instead of, if you can slide into a dolphin dive, which I don't think we can do here, I'll try it. So I can't. I have to stop completely and then hit it again. But you can see how that would work. If there's an animation there to prevent you from shooting that whole time, because right now in Warzone, you can shoot and go right into prone and you don't stop shooting, and you can ADS, right? So if I'm ADSing right there, it puts me out of aim down sight because I need to use my left hand to get into prone. So if I'm ADSing here, you can see it's going to take me out and bring me into prone. So there's that animation. So we're going to see the animation most likely for the prone or the dolphin dive like that, where there's going to be a delay, and then for sliding as well, when the movement finally comes to an end, will I be able to finally shoot my weapon? So, obviously the movement here is a lot slower and more realistic, so you can't really abuse the sliding. Hopefully they do something similar to that with a stamina system or a cooldown on sliding in general. Because in this game, really, it's just used to get around cover, right? If I'm running and I'm getting shot at, I can slide behind cover. That's really what it's used for in this game. That I would prefer it's used for that in Modern Warfare 2. And you can't abuse it with sliding around corners and shooting at people like you do in Warzone. So let me know your thoughts down below of the new movement mechanics here for sliding, lack of slide canceling, the dolphin diving. These animations I think are going to make the game a lot better, specifically not only just for multiplayer. Again, there's been less emphasis, in my opinion. We have to wait and see what the TTK looks like, but there's been a lot less emphasis on actual gunfights recently, specifically with Warzone. But I think for Modern Warfare 2's multiplayer, I think not being able to slide cancel and have this insane type of movement is only going to benefit the game. And again, take you back to more of a skill gap, in my opinion, just because that's how Call of Duty's always were. There was never slide canceling. You could never slide to begin with until I think it was Call of Duty Ghosts. So there used to be an old school COD, there was a level of skill with gunfights because you couldn't abuse movement mechanics like that. You had to know how to use your weapons, be good with particular weapons, outsmart players, things like that. So hopefully we're going back to a more grounded COD. Obviously Modern Warfare is very grounded, but the movement in Modern Warfare 2019 and Warzone currently is very, very broken, and it really makes the game, in my opinion, not that enjoyable. But let me know your thoughts down below. I'm assuming for Warzone 2, this will obviously be the case, and I'm curious. Crash and I have talked about this on the episodes of the Scope. Excuse me. Wow, long day. The episode of the Scope that they may be able to hopefully have separate code for these different game modes, so they can refine the movement from not only like the difference between what the movement acts like in multiplayer to Warzone, but also from multiplayer Warzone to DMZ, you could have different movement mechanics in all types of different modes, because they're going to be trying to accommodate all FPS players with this game, from the Call of Duty crowd, the Battlefield crowd, the Tarkov crowd, the Battle Royale crowd, and the Rainbow Six Siege crowd. So they're trying to really make something for everybody here. So if you can refine movement more so like it is in the games that these players are coming from for those particular types of modes, like DMZ in particular, if they want it to be similar to Tarkov, you definitely should not be able to abuse the movement mechanics. Obviously, we don't expect it to be just like Tarkov. It should be a much more arcadey, easier to jump in version, but it also still needs to be more grounded than regular multiplayer and Warzone, in my opinion. It needs to be a more hardcore type movement system in that mode. So let me know what your thoughts are. In my opinion, this new movement system, lack of slide canceling in a gunfight, things like that, abusing it is a very good thing, especially obviously once that came to fruition, everyone realized you could do it. You just saw people, there was no running. People were just slide canceling all around Verdansk back in the day. Still doing it on the maps today. Really, in my opinion, was one of many factors that led to the decline of Warzone as a fun game where you had to outthink opponents. So let me know your thoughts down below. What do you think of the new movement system? Are you excited for it? Do you think it's going to be a good thing, a bad thing? Really curious what you guys think. If you have any other games with examples of movement systems, let me know. I know what I showed here in Sandstorm is kind of also similar to Tarkov as well. So these more realistic games, obviously you don't need realism in Call of Duty's multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2, but putting the game in a more grounded type gameplay mechanics, in my opinion, is only a good thing, because it'll emphasize different areas of gameplay for players to take advantage of or excel in. So that's a good thing for me. I'm excited for it. Let me know your thoughts down below. Till next time, this is Buffner Gaming with the updated movement system and slide canceling for Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. Till next time, Buffner Gaming out.